You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Tuesday, the 27th of February. PM Modi reveals names of the Indian crew for manned space mission. Civilian crew replacing Indian soldiers arrives in Maldives. And Taliban releases Austrian far-right activist held for espionage. And now for all the details. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday revealed the names and bestowed astronaut wings to 4 Vyomnauts who will be part of India's first manned space mission, Gaganyaan, slated to take place in 2025. Group Captain Prashant Balakrishnan Nair, Group Captain Ajit Krishnan, Group Captain Angad Pratap and Wing Commander Subhanshu Shukla, the 4 Indian Air Force test pilots are the astronaut designates who have been undergoing trainings in various aspects of space flight, initially in Russia and later at ISRO's facility in Bangalore. Addressing the gathering at Vikram Sarabhai Space Centre, the Prime Minister started by calling for a standing ovation for the astronaut designates and said today is such an occasion for India when the present generation can take pride in the historic achievements of the nation in land, air, water and space. Recalling India's Chandrayaan success, he said India is continuously expanding its space in the global order and its glimpses can be seen in the country's space program.
हमारी आज की जनरेशन बहुत सौभाग्यशाली है जिसको जल, थल, नभ और अंतरिक्ष में ऐतिहासिक कामों का यश मिल रहा है। 40 वर्ष के बाद कोई भारतीय अंतरिक्ष में जाने वाला है, लेकिन इस बार टाइम भी हमारा है, काउंटडाउन भी हमारा है और रॉकेट भी हमारा है।
Maldivian Defense Ministry on Monday informed that the first group of Indian civilians who will replace the Indian troops and handle the helicopters provided by New Delhi for medical purposes in Maldives has arrived in the country. In a statement, Ministry further said the civilians will assume the responsibilities of the operation of the helicopter from Tuesday. The decision follows the outcome of the second meeting of the high-level core group between India and Maldives held earlier this month. Meanwhile, India's Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar on Monday in an event highlighted Indian military personnel and aviation platforms in Maldives and said that the row can only be solved through diplomacy. He added that the Indian side is holding multiple rounds of discussions with the Maldivian counterparts to resolve whatever differences they have. Notably, Maldives President Mohammad Muizzu is considered close to China and he even ran the electoral campaign on the line of India out. Moving on, a court in Islamabad has granted the Federal Investigation Agency 5-day remand of journalist Asad Ali Toor in a case pertaining to an online campaign against the judiciary. The move is being condemned by rights organizations and media watchdogs.
A district and session court in Islamabad on Tuesday granted the Federal Investigation Agency 5-day remand of journalist Asad Ali Toor in a case pertaining to an online campaign against the judiciary. In January, the caretaker government had formed a 5-member joint investigation team to ascertain facts behind the social media campaign against the judiciary in the aftermath of the Supreme Court's decision to deprive PTI of its iconic bat symbol. Last week, Toor was interrogated for nearly 8 hours on the same matter. On Monday night, he was arrested after he arrived at the FIA's Cybercrime Reporting Center in Islamabad to demonstrate his positive intent to answer a summons notice issued to him on Saturday and join the inquiry. Reacting to Toor's arrest, rights organizations and journalists said they were seriously concerned by the news and demanded his immediate release. Asad has been a vocal critic of the powerful army's role in politics and media censorship. In 2021, he suffered a brutal attack at his residence by armed men, which he blamed on spy agency ISI.
And 84-year-old far-right nationalist of Australia, Herbert Fritz, who was arrested in Afghanistan for espionage last year, has been released by the Taliban. The Austrian government said in a statement, Fritz arrived in Doha after mediation by the Qatar government helped to secure his release. He was arrested last year after defying Austria's long-standing warning against travel to Afghanistan, which in 2021 returned to the rule of the Taliban. Since May, Austria's Foreign Ministry had been actively working on securing the release of Fritz, a founding member of the country's National Democratic Party, an extreme right group banned in 1988. Sri Lanka on Monday said it had ended long-term tourist visa extensions for thousands of Russians and Ukrainians, using the policy to live in the island nation since Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. The immigration controller has issued a notice to the tourism ministry asking Russian and Ukrainians on extended tourist visas to leave Sri Lanka within 2 weeks. Just over 2,88,000 Russians and nearly 20,000 Ukrainians have travelled to Sri Lanka in the last 2 years since the war began, according to official data. However, President Ranil Wickremesinghe has ordered an investigation of the notice in an apparent bid to prevent diplomatic tensions. The exact number of visitors who extended their stay beyond the typical 30-day tourist visa duration remains unclear. Bangladesh Foreign Minister Hasan Mahmud on Monday hit out at opposition Bangladesh Nationalist Party, accusing it of being involved in Bangladesh Rifles' mutiny of 2009. Can the government do such a thing after forming a government with a huge mandate? It is as clear as daylight that the BNP lost its sense and they staged the BDR mutiny through conspiracy and our smart officers were killed, Hasan was quoted as saying by Dhaka Tribune. Accusing that BNP chairperson Khalida Zia knew about the mutiny beforehand, he said government has her call records and they know how many times she talked to people in London. The deadliest incident in Bangladesh's paramilitary history had resulted in death of 74 people, including 57 armed personnel. The incident had occurred just after 51 days of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's return to office in 2009. Nepal has started a nationwide vaccination drive to immunize about 5.7 million children between 9 months to 15 years of age with an aim to eliminate measles and rubella. Scheduled to run until March 20, the campaign will encompass 24 districts, including 21 highly affected areas along the Indian border and 3 districts within Kathmandu Valley. Children up to 5 years of age across 53 remaining districts will also receive vaccinations. The authorities have primarily designated educational institutes to facilitate the drive.
It's about Dadura rubella vaccination program. Actually, as per my knowledge, they are taking it as a booster dose. Normally, the same dose is also given at the age of 9 and 15 months in all the government hospitals and other vaccination programs. And this time, the government has the plan that to eradicate this Dadura and rubella.
I should be saying I'm very happy because it is quite free. It's quite free, and because of the concern of government, I can probably feel very well as do my work pretty well now.
That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.